A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This is Sven, and today I'm joined by the one and only
Andreu. Thank you.
Hi, Andreu.
Hi, Sven.
All the way from Spain. So Spain and Belgium represented today in Coaster Kings Radio. And today we're going to talk about a fun topic because we have an anniversary this year. And from which park, Andreu?
From PortAventura. PortAventura Park, which opened in 1995.
1995, so today this year we're celebrating the 30 years anniversary of the park. And that's quite exciting, and they have quite some fun things listed for us this year. And we were invited to the event, our team, and obviously we have our Spanish team, so Alex and Andreu from Spain went there and heard all about the plans for PortAventura this year. So we'll go through a bit all the novelties that they announced, and then you guys also had a tour of the park, so we'll hear what you experienced there. And I also heard that you had some food that you could hear and did you taste the food? Or?
Yeah. We had the opportunity to have a little bit of cocktail after the main event.
Oh, interesting. And then we'll also end with all the events going on this year, and so that you can plan your visit to one of the major resorts in Europe. So PortAventura, you arrived there for the presentation. Tell us all about the new things coming this year.
Okay, so mainly the new things coming this year are divided into three main areas. First one and the most important one would be entertainment. Then we also have dining options and merchandising. For instance, in entertainment, we'll have a new parade that will start in spring. New PortAventura parade will be renovated with a new jingle, with new floats that will be themed after each of the theme park areas. We got to see three of them. We saw one themed after China, another one themed after Mexico, and another one themed after the Far West. And they were really, really beautiful. I mean, they are taking it a step further. And this will be one of the main novelties that will start. I think it'll be the first one to begin.
Okay. And is it the first time that they use the park areas in the parade?
No, I think they've been doing it for quite some years. They started in 2010 or so, and they had a representation of each area. They continued to do so, but the floats were themed after a more fantasy theme or Sesamo Aventura.
Yeah.
So now the floats will be themed, properly themed after each of the themed areas.
Yeah, and Sesamo Aventura, that you mean Sesame Street for
Sesame Street.
The English crowd.
Yes.
English-speaking crowd. No, okay, but yeah, I understand what you mean. So now they really want to represent the different areas more with floats that show off the theming of that area, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yes. For the China one, there'll be dragons, and for the Mexico one, it's like a temple, and for the Far West one, it's like a carriage with horses. So it's Old West style. We didn't have the opportunity to see the Mediterranean and Polynesia ones, but hopefully they'll be in the same line.
Yeah, 'cause I like Polynesia as an area, as a themed area, because in Europe, it's one of the few parks that really uses it. But obviously they had the climate for it as well.
Yeah.
And another thing that I wanted to ask, you said a new jingle, because
yes.
I feel PortAventura is very famous for its musical numbers that they do. So they made a new song for the celebration?
For what they told us, it's in the works right now. I mean, it's not finished, so they didn't want us to hear anything about it yet. But when we asked about it, because PortAventura uses the same jingle many times during the parade, I think someone counted that it's like 17 times.
Oh, wow.
So it gets really stuck in your head. And we asked if this time it'll be different or longer, or if they are going in a different direction. And they said they are studying different ways to implement it. So maybe we'll get a longer jingle, or I'm just speculating, maybe it'll be related to each of the areas. That would be pretty cool. But I don't have any information yet.
Okay, so we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that. So a new parade, that's fun. What else?
A new parade. Then we also have a new show in the Gran Teatro Imperial, the theater in China that can also be accessed by Mexico. And this year PortAventura is recovering the original themes of the park also here. For many years, back in the Universal era, we had Chinatown, one of the biggest shows that have been performed there, and it was themed after China. After that, we had some shows themed after Mexico or China. But now, after many years of like a Vegas style show with modern music and many numbers, circus numbers or acrobatic numbers, so now this year it'll be about the areas of the park. It'll be un viaje fascinante, a wonderful trip in English, and we'll travel from Mediterranean to China, Polynesia, Mexico, and the Far West, the 5 original areas of the park. It'll also have like acrobatic numbers in it, but they promised us that it'll be focused on the areas of the park.
Yeah, because usually the show that plays there has a lot of acrobatics, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yes, it's a very big theater. I think in the area like in Tarragona, that's the area where PortAventura is. It's the biggest one, and they have a very large stage. And yes, it's where they usually perform acrobatic numbers. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. And are there other novelties?
Yes. For Fiesta Aventura, which usually plays during the peak season in summer, this year we'll have a new finale and around 8 minutes that will be added to the end of the show with drones. So, yeah. And they showed us a couple of mock-ups about what can we expect from this extended drone show at the end. And we saw the logo, the original logo for PortAventura, which is the sun with the 5 circles representing each of the themed areas of the park. And also the new updated logo for the 30th anniversary with the PortAventura colors. And it'll be displayed behind the Mediterranean lagoon. So, yeah.
But that's only in summer?
Yeah. Yes, it'll be just at the end of Fiesta Aventura, which usually plays around mid-June to early September.
Yeah, and Fiesta Ventura, just to be sure, is the fountain show on the lake in the Mediterranean area, and it also has fireworks sometimes, right?
It's a fountain show with some like barges or floats in the lake representing characters from each of the areas of the park. There's a big dragon that comes along the lake. There's also cowboys and carriages. There's also 4 Mexican people who dance there on the lake. And yeah, it's like a journey through all the areas of the park with fireworks, fountains, and now drones at the end.
Okay, that's really nice. And so those are all the novelties, or did they also do... Are we going to see things in the park?
Well, one of the other novelties will be for Dragon Khan, which was the icon of the park when it opened. And this year it's being repainted with its original colors. I mean, DragonCon has always been red, but it's not quite the same red that it was at the beginning. So this year they are refreshing its image. And apart from that, other novelties that we can find will be related to merchandising and dining options.
Okay. Well, that's nice. And so after the presentation, you did a tour in the park. What did you get to see there then?
Yes. So we started the event in Gran Teatro, and then we went to like the Chinese Wall part in front of Dragon Khan and Shambhala. And there we got to see how they were inspecting Dragon Khan's track. They explained us that some years ago they used to do it all with like cranes, and they were inspecting every bit of the track during the off season. And now they are implementing new technology, and they are using drones to inspect it. Yeah, and we got to see a couple of drones flying above us doing this job, and also they were painters starting to paint the main lift and the cover roll of the coaster. Yeah. And then afterwards, we went back to the main plaza of China, and we continued our journey to the far west, where we had a cocktail there. So we got to see China, we got to see Mexico and the far west areas. And along this journey, we also got to see many people working on maintenance, like doing things like repainting, repairing wood, or just changing light bulbs or things like that. There were quite a lot of people working there. And it was a strange sensation because the park was closed, the rides were closed, but the music was on. So it was a strange feeling, but also like a great opportunity to see the park in a way that we don't usually get to experience.
But it's nice to hear that they also use the money to invest in putting the park in its best shape for the anniversary, because that's... People underestimate how much that can cost, but I feel like that's a smart choice to do, to make sure that the memories that they will make this year by celebrating the anniversary is going into a clean park, and that will also help with the experience for sure.
Yes.
But so you saw a lot of the maintenance going on, and then you got to try the food.
Yes, we did. We went to the Iron Horse restaurant, and there we had...
Where is that situated in the park? That's the far west area?
Yes, it's in the far west area, and it's you enter.
Is it where they do the shows sometimes?
No, I think this is the saloon. So it's a bit further away.
It's next to it.
Yes. The facade is things
next
like
to
a hotel.
Water?
Yeah.
Next to the
near
bridge?
the bridge.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
That crosses.
I really like that little street there. It gives a nice atmosphere.
Yeah, it does. And you can see Silver River Flume, the mine train, and all of that near. So, yeah. And... So we went to this restaurant and could try a bit of the surprises that will come back this year, because PortAventura had during all of its history has had different dishes related to each of the themed area, and some of them are still there, some of them aren't. But this year they are recovering the classics from each of the areas. So we got to try some of them. So from Mediterranean, for example, we tried some watermelon pearls with Iberic ham, or salad from the far west, also chile from Mexico, or salmon, or noodles from China, different food from all the areas, and also some desserts that will be coming back.
The desserts. Those are always important, of course. So is it like Instagrammable food, or how would you say Or how does it taste?
Yeah, the experience. We didn't get to taste everything. I mean,
Okay.
because there were a lot of dishes, but coming out from different doors. So you need to pay you need to pay attention to be ready to to try everything. But we also were there with many members of the park's community. Yes. So it was a bit of networking and also trying the food. But everything we tried was delicious. I mean, some things were recognizable. I mean, I remembered eating there, like in the Polynesian restaurant, but for me at least, many of the dishes I haven't tried them before, so I'm excited to now have the option in the park because they were really, really good. I mean, I'm not sure if there will be served like in the fast food restaurants or maybe in the table service ones, but for sure, if you're like a theme park foodie, you'll be able to find everything in the park.
That's cool. And did they say anything about the hotels, or there most of the accommodations are staying the same for now?
Yeah, I think the accommodations will be staying the same for now because they didn't mention any news regarding the hotels. But it's important to keep in mind that they've been expanding the hotels for many years now. And I think last year or a couple of years ago, they even expanded again the Colorado Creek one. So I think for now it'll stay more or less the same. They shared with us some facts about the park and the hotels. And they mentioned that they have more than 3,000 rooms.
Okay, so that's already very decent.
Yeah. Yes. And for now, for the hotels, it'll stay the same.
Yeah, no, but I understand that. Okay. And so, of course, we want to plan a visit to PortAventura.
Yes.
But they have a lot of events going on, I think. So what could we do this year during the different seasons of the park?
Okay, so this year's season will start at the end of February, like in February 28th, or that weekend.
That's quite soon, actually. So that's in at the time of the recording, that's in 1 month because we're recording this end of January. So already then we can experience PortAventura. Yes,
we'll be able to experience it. Now they are trying to make the season longer. I mean, for like a couple of years, they've recovered the carnival celebration, the carnival season that they did once ago. I think it was during the Universal era of the park, and now they are doing it again. So they open sooner, and it starts with carnival, with the thematic decoration, and also it'll be some surprises regarding the 30th anniversary because they just said 30th anniversary carnival. So I don't know what does that mean, but for sure we'll see some things regarding the anniversary. At least the decoration in the park's streets.
Yes, and it might be linked again to the different themes of the area because I mean every area in the park has characters that they could create from that area, so that fits for carnival as well.
Yeah, they've been also trying to do some meet and greet spots in the park. I don't know if they'll update any outfits or something for the 30th anniversary. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the first season, carnival.
Yeah, carnival, and it'll run about a month, more or less, for a month, and then there's spring. In spring, they'll start doing the new menus with all the food that we are talking about.
Special food.
For the 30th anniversary. And we can see that they are also going to update some of the fast food options as well, like with little thematic details, with, for example, a burger for the 30th anniversary or similar food options. And then it'll come summer. Summer, it'll start. Here, usually, the summer season in PortAventura starts after the San Juan celebrations, which is in the 23rd of June, more or less. I mean, it's that day, but the park starts like 21st, 22nd, more or less. And we'll have Fiesta Aventura back with the new drone finale. There'll be also special events for pass holders and the new parade that I forgot to mention that the new parade will start in spring as well.
Okay. Yeah, so already then you can enjoy the new parade.
Yes.
And so in the summer, that's usually also when Templo del Fuego
Sí,
is back?
Templo del Fuego. Yes, last season it was open for most of the season. I think it started quite early, and during Halloween as well, if I'm not mistaken. So they are definitely trying to open it for more weeks during the year. I don't know when this year will start the season for Templo del Fuego, because usually at the beginning of the season it undergoes maintenance, but then we'll see when it starts operating. Hopefully it'll be open for quite an amount of time, because at least I love it, so it's a great attraction.
Yeah, I've been 3 times now to PortAventura, but I usually go in the low season, so I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
So maybe this year, we'll see.
Maybe this year, hopefully. Yes. It's a very nice attraction.
Because then after the summer, I presume it's Halloween?
Yes, it'll be Halloween. Usually it's from mid-September to early November. And it will be a special Halloween because it'll be related to the 30th anniversary as well. So we still don't know in what form or how they are gonna do it, but it'll be linked to the anniversary.
Yeah, and I suppose one meet and greet there will be back the famous. I don't know her name actually, but it's like the woman in the bed.
Yes. La niña del exorcista, the exorcist.
The exorcist. Yeah. She was pretty famous on TikTok and Instagram, I think. So
yeah,
I presume she will be back. I've seen her.
I think so. Yes. And the actress is really devoted to this character, so I think she'll be coming back.
That's cool. And then after Halloween, then we of course have Christmas.
Yes, Christmas in PortAventura, it's always a classic, so this year it'll be also special for the 30th anniversary, but it won't start until mid-November, and usually it runs till the end of the season, and usually that is after the Three Kings Day here in Spain, so it'll be around 6th of January.
Okay, so a full year full of seasons and events and things to do. Now, was there anything else during the day that you thought that stood out to you or that you thought was fun to experience?
Yes. So when we arrived at the park, we entered through the employee area and the offices of the park. And then there we weren't allowed to take any pictures. I would love to do that, but it was like a bit of a restricted area. But we got to see all the facilities they are working with, the offices. We saw they even have a gym for the employees there. I didn't know that. And we entered the park through backstage. Then we entered through Mexico. And near La Cantina, there's a secret door there. And during our way through the backstage, we got to see Templo del Fuego and its backstage systems. And we didn't enter the building, but it was interesting to see the outside because there's already many things going on. Like and also to see how they trick you with the false perspective facade. I mean, from the park, it looks like a temple, and it's like it has a lot of depth. And when you see it from the side or from behind, it's unbelievable how they do the trick because it doesn't look the same. It doesn't look the same. Yeah, and it was really interesting to see that. I hadn't imagined how it could be. So yeah, for sure, it was one of the highlights for the park fans to get to see those backstage areas. And this, as for us, it's a very special attraction. So yeah, all we can know about it.
Imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. And so maybe to end, we didn't prepare this beforehand, but do you have a favorite memory about PortAventura and your experiences there, and since you went there for the first time? And
wow, I've got many memories from the park, but I'd say a very special season for me was the 20th anniversary season. It was the first anniversary I got to experience in the park, and that year I went multiple times, and I really enjoyed the shows. I really enjoyed the ambience that they created for the anniversary. And then now I'm really excited for this season because since the 20th it'll be the first big anniversary they get to celebrate like in normal conditions, because we all know what happens during the 25th one in COVID era. So we didn't get to experience a full anniversary, and now I'm really excited to experience this one because I remember an anniversary season being really special. So hopefully it'll be the same or even better this year.
That's really nice to hear. Well, I normally will go in November if all goes well. I'll still have to see with my schedule, but I'm definitely interested in visiting the park during the 30th anniversary. But thank you, Andreu, for your feedback and to share your experiences of the event with us and our listeners. And thank you, listeners, for listening to this new episode of the Coaster Kings Radio. You can follow us on the different social media channels, on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on Threads, on even on YouTube. And don't forget to listen to all our other episodes that we have on your favorite podcast streaming services. And don't hesitate to leave us a review. It always helps us. So thank you for listening and have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.